Okay, are you one of those people that you have a dream and you've had a dream for years and years and years and you have absolutely no idea how it could ever possibly come true? You're going to want to stick around for this episode. Kristi and Ryan are sharing all about their dream of living in the North Shore. Everything, all the twists, all the turns, everything that you thought is this even a possible dream? And then how they actually are making it come true. Let's dive in.
You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in.
Should I keep doing dun 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 dun? This is the fall.
No.
This is the podcast. This is the way I asked you to do sound effects. Okay.
So we'll do the intro at the end.
Cool.
All right, Bus Bench Babes. I have an awesome episode here. I'm interviewing Kristi and Ryan. Woo-woo. Ryan doesn't always love to be behind the microphone. And sometimes he's like a look on his face right now. He's like, oh my God.
We should record this. We should record the look on his face.
Kristi goes, relax your face. That's what she said before we started the episode.
He's holding all the tension here.
Relax your face, Ryan. Relax your face.
Relax.
He's like, we're not doing video. And she's like, oh yeah, we are. For YouTube, we're doing video. And he's like, oh, his look on his face is like, shoot me now.
There's a reason I wanted to be an engineer and not a performer.
Oh, too bad, babe. Here you go.
Here we go. All right, we're going to talk about following a dream and what that looks like. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Ryan's
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. All right. So let's talk about you've had a dream for years and years. And so many people just don't do anything with their dreams. And you guys are the exact opposite of that. Well, I mean, you guys had a dream for a long time. And then all of a sudden you're like, what would it look like if we actually took action?
Well, what it looks like is stress, no sleep. No. Those people are sleeping better, Beth, the ones that don't follow their dreams. No, but it is a dream, and it's been really cool, and everything above. And we just...
Come on, Birchie.
Oh,
little crybaby.
I can't do this myself.
She's so funny when she's like...
Okay,
I want to be here, but I don't know.
What was the question?
Well, we haven't even really gotten into the questions yet. It's just you guys are actually taking action on a dream. So give us some backstory on your North Shore dream.
Should I give the backstory, babe?
Sure.
Do you want to do it? Okay, so nutshell this. If you haven't been here for a minute, but if you have, I'll make this as painless as possible. When I was pregnant with Kaya, we went up to the North Shore. We just absolutely fell in love with it. And we were like, oh, what would it be so cool if we could have a place up here, right?
Yeah, we used to talk about it.
Do you remember those days?
Yeah, we used to talk about it and dream about it. And it kind of seemed like a faraway idea
dream
at the time.
I was still mad about that money mindset book that my son. So let's just go there. Remember that?
Yeah, that almost broke us up.
Yeah, almost broke us up.
But I didn't know.
So fast forward to getting over all that, and then just a couple. So we started looking. Was it 2 years ago now?
I mean,
whatever.
We would look. We would always look in the little local, what is it, the Northwoods?
Whatever it is, the paper.
And we would look at properties and be like, oh, it'd be so nice. And then at a certain point, we were like, we should probably figure out how to actually do this. So if we want to do it, we can actually, it's going to take planning. We're not just going to be able to
do it. So would we call Beth? Well, no, I talked to you a million times before that, Beth. But...
I'm going to be honest. Part of it, I think, is Connor probably
Connor.
started like hearing from him and talking to him, being like
Connor Hesh from Bell
Connor
Bank
Hesh,
Mortgage,
yes.
because
Shout out
Ryan,
to Connor Hesh.
well,
Connor Hesh
Ryan
from
would
Bell
sit
Bank
in
Mortgage.
here when Connor and I
Yeah.
would be
Yeah.
doing podcasts, and all of a sudden I was like planting seeds that we didn't even know that were getting planted.
Yeah, well, he was kind of like laying the blueprint for how you can take your house or a property that you already have and make it work. So like, okay, we need to actually
So basically,
figure out
Connor,
how to
it
do
is
this.
all your fault that I am not sleeping. Thank you so much, Connor. No, but that kind of planted the seed. Obviously, just being, near this industry in general has helped.
Yeah.
And then we started looking, and we found land while we were on vacation,
Yes.
sitting on a beach. We found our place, and I
Technically, I think we found it in the hotel room, but
Okay. So, no, I really found it on the beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I reached out to Beth and was like, "Is it crazy to buy land that you haven't seen?" And what was your response, Beth? People do it all the time. I was
Like literally all the time.
And Ryan, who is very much like, I don't know, was like, "Do it, put the offer in." I'm like, "What?" I'm like,
yeah,
"What?"
that's our rules.
I'm like, "I'm having a pina colada here. What do you mean I'm putting an offer in?"
Yeah.
So we called our agent that you had hooked us up with.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
you
North
were
Shore.
in Holbox.
We were in Holbox, Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And we were trying to FaceTime.
I was like, you're
crazy.
sitting on the beach in North Shore. No, you were sitting on
No,
the beach in a
sitting
different
on the beach
country.
in
Yeah.
Mexico. And we were sitting with new friends from Poland at breakfast, trying to get a hold of our realtor. This was so crazy. It was so much fun. And they were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, they're like,
"What do you mean?"
what?
They're like, "There's land?" Like,
yeah, and my understanding of Europe is there's not so much land
Yeah.
available,
No.
so
Yeah,
that's
so-
not really like you don't just
No.
buy land. So they're like, hold on, we had to kind of
It was
explain.
fun. It was
Yeah,
a fun sort of weird way of going about it. So anyways, put the offer in. It was accepted. And then the fun began.
Okay, that's a good backstory.
that's
I
good
love
backstory.
it. I know the backstory,
I
and
know
it
you
was
do.
well. Let's even back that up a little bit more. Is that when you guys started talking about it, you, Kristi, wanted to do the financing yourself. So let's talk about that for a hot second.
Yeah, let's talk about money, Beth.
Yeah.
Get everyone all prickly. So, just kidding. So we, being a small business owner and, having purchased homes and having, purchased anything, the bank, or my experience in the past with trying to get money, even though you make money, make a good living, is a nightmare. And I had so much anxiety attached to like getting this loan myself. I really wanted to do it. For some reason, I wanted to prove to myself, like, I was I'm going to cry now. Why are we doing this episode? So I wanted to prove to myself that no, like basically like legitimacy to like what I did, right?
Yes.
Like, and that sort of thing, because it's so hard when you sit behind a computer or you sit behind like building up other people's businesses that like it doesn't feel so much like tangible.
Mm-hmm.
So I really wanted to get this loan myself. And I was like, talk to you about it endlessly. And you were like, just pick up the phone and call the bank.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest hurdle because I was so afraid to do it. So
And what happened when you picked up the phone?
they were like,
You called the local bank up north.
because
and
Yep. Connor's like, you need a local bank. And I was like, oh my God, what do you mean? I can't just use somebody I know.
Why can't I call you?
Oh my God.
He's like, no, sorry.
So after exhausting all of those, trying to like ask everyone if they could do it. So I called the local bank, terrified. I was shaking. And I remember the person that picked up the phone being like, okay. I'm like, what? And then sent her all my stuff. I got pre-approved like that day. And I just like
Within
cried.
minutes,
I just
practically.
cried. I was like, oh my God, like I can do it. So it was like this huge thing of having this dream together as a family, right? And then being the one that could just do it myself was so
happen.
empowering because I feel powerful, I guess. Is that the way to say it? In general in life and in my work, it feels very real to me. But those past experiences, they really shape how we think. And when you make a good living and then someone tells you, that's not good enough.
Or they bury you in documentation and you want to lose your mind.
I mean, you probably remember back in the day,
yeah.
like in the end was just taking off the loan to make it easy. And it
you
was
didn't
like,
even know that you were getting taken
that
off.
sucks.
Yeah.
Like that sucks. So I didn't want to be taken off. Like, what do you mean?
It invalidated your career at the time.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that was a huge piece of this. So if you want to hear more about money mindset, go back.
Yeah. Episodes 222 and episodes 4 are our money mindset episodes.
Yeah. So that was a really big thing for me. And that, so that whole process was so much more than just getting the property, getting the loan. It was just all of that inner stuff too. So
like that was the first part, like that, and that I know I always say this. I'm like, get the financing piece out of the way. That's the hardest part, and once you do, I feel like everything else almost feels like easier. I'm using air quotes, but like easier.
And that's what we did. We got that in place. Before.
And then you went to Mexico, and a lot popped up, and you're like, oh my god, we have everything in place to do it.
We can pounce. Like that was it. We could do it. We could put an offer in, and we could be done.
Yeah.
And good agent too. Like you referred us to awesome agent, John Chapek. He's great.
Yeah.
He was getting
He's
shit
a big
done.
dreamer. He knows things that you can do. He's a dreamer guy.
He's a dreamer.
He was like the perfect connection for us to make through another realtor friend.
Yeah, but he was doing it was just so great. It was like working with someone I trusted. I didn't even know him, right? So it was so fantastic and making it all happen.
Okay, let's talk about big picture plan. What was your big picture originally?
Do you want to say big picture, babe, or do you want me to keep talking? I'm good at talking. Ryan,
you have the big picture, so
okay. So big picture was we were going to build a big cabin. What I mean by big cabin is still a modest cabin, right? It's just like a 2-bedroom or a loft and a 1-bedroom cabin, so the bigger place, and then a guest cabin next to that on the property. So then we could Airbnb that, and then we could have our place and maybe Airbnb that, or kind of decide. But it's sort of like one would pay for the other, right? So
smart.
Once again, being really close to real estate, like this is how we do these kind of things. So that was our original plan of what we were going to do.
Love that. Okay. So let's talk about the reality of building on the North Shore. Like, it's not like building a house in Eden Prairie. Like, talk about that, Ryan. Like, talk about like budgeting and like just the logistics of building up north and how that played out.
It's like, you can't, if you've never been up there or experienced any of it, you can't imagine the logistical challenges that you're going to face. So I really thought I understood what we were getting into, and then you start and it's like, oh, this is not even, we're not playing the same sport. Like how you do it in the cities, like just as an example, like if you're pouring concrete in the Twin Cities, you can call at 8 o'clock in the morning and have a truck at like 10. Up there, you got to schedule your truck for your concrete like weeks in advance to make sure that you're going to be able to get it. And then there's still like in the back of your mind that maybe you're going to lose it. Like they're going to not have the material or whatever. And we were fortunate, just for like the concrete example, a lot of people their concrete's coming all the way from Duluth, which is almost 2.5 hours away. Not like
minutes down the road.
And so then like, this is just a simple example, but we were able to get our concrete in Grand Marais, but I had the amount of phone calls back and forth with that concrete plant just to make sure that our day was going to be our day. I talked to that guy, probably 10 times in a month just to make sure that we were going to get our delivery. And
you wrangled up people from the cities to go up there and help you do it. So it was a lot of moving parts.
But it's like getting things can be a big challenge, and the environment is a challenge. Like we're sitting on bedrock. So underneath our slabs, you can't dig a footing. Like that's not even possible. So
it's all rock, right?
Once you get to a certain depth, I don't remember the exact footage before you hit the bedrock, but we essentially had to build out our gravel pads over the top of the rock. And that is also a really common thing where it's like you're digging a foundation with a basement, and it's not like that up there. A lot of people are either on piers or you're on what we have is a floating slab.
It's an Alaskan slab. So that sort of like sums it up right there. Like it's called an Alaskan
what the hell
slab.
is that? Yeah.
And you see it a lot in Canada, Alaska, up there. It's places where it's very rocky and you can't dig. So there's just the challenges between the landscape and then the weather, the environment. There's bugs, and getting things is tough. And like we know a story of one of the builders up there was approached by the TV show Extreme Builders to be
So
on
if
the
you've
show.
seen that show, that's pretty much
That
what
is-
it's like.
yeah.
Yeah, so that it's basically, that's what you're, and
Nutshell.
this is why when you see a house up there take 2 years to get built, that would have been built in a summer in,
The
Eden
cities,
Prairie or wherever, like
Yeah.
somewhere down here, they would have it all up. It's not like that up there. So that is all the stuff that you don't really know until you get into it. And I'm actually glad I didn't know, because ignorance was bliss in that standpoint. Like being naive to what we were going to get into. I don't think I ever would have said I could do it if I actually knew what I was getting into.
Mm-hmm. I love that. But like, I feel like you guys have sort of like failed forward. Like, is it that?
Yeah.
Like you're just like figuring it out as you go. And
Yeah,
like your
Ryan's-
research brain is like really benefiting you in this, where
Yeah,
you're researching the shit out
yes,
of everything.
I'm a complete psychopath, and I will stay up.
yes, he is.
I will stay up until 2:00 in the morning reading. Like I would be unable to sleep last summer, and Kristi would be like, "Hey, I saw your phone on in the middle of the night. What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm reading span charts." Like trying to make sure my snow loads and everything are right. Like, so it's, I have a good personality for it, I guess, because I will dive way down a rabbit hole to figure things out. But also there was a lot. I said last summer, it's like drinking from a fire hose. There was so much information to try to digest, and I was trying to figure out everything, because I was the plumber, the electrician, the concrete guy, the frame. Like I had to figure out everything, because the plans we have, not that great. So
We'll talk about those plans another day.
We'll save that for another time. But it was not as detailed. Like what I thought I was going to have to work off of was like a sketch, and so then we had to figure out how to build the sketch basically. And thankfully I had a good carpenter to work with that was able to help figure out at least parts of it, and then could make a phone call here or there to other people I know in the trades that could help out with stuff. But it was a lot.
Talk about like custom building and like the cost of it, like what you thought versus what the reality is turning out to be.
So we had to do a budget, obviously, for construction loan, right? Like we had to do a budget for that. And would we put 20 or 30% extra, I think, on most things, higher than we could have thought. And we based a lot of our predictions for like septic and like well and all that off of like upstate New York, knowing that the prices were the most expensive there. And we weren't even close on some stuff.
I'm gonna actually give us a little credit. Aside from the excavating, we're actually mostly on budget.
Well, because we could like 2x4s or this, you know. You could
the excavating though. Oh my God! Like we had no clue. Like we were probably off by 50% or something.
Wow.
Like,
and that's such a huge bulk of the cost.
And I mean, I don't think our initial plans, we anticipated having like a driveway as long as we did.
In my mind, I did.
Oh, so but
you don't know how much that's going to cost until
No,
you get
not
into
really.
it.
I just want it there, and I pointed. I wanted to go there.
And yeah, so that was the biggest. So like the controllables are close. Like I'm mostly on budget for electrical, and I'm mostly on budget, like maybe a little over here there on some stuff, but there's also things that are under budget. And then concrete was another one. We had absolutely no idea that concrete is like triple up there is what it is in the city.
Yeah.
So what, like a yard, I think last year, give or take, a yard of concrete in Minneapolis probably cost $100. A yard of concrete in Grand Marais is $300. So
wow.
Like that's
huge.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I was able to call in some favors, and we didn't have to pay somebody to come do it. So all we really had to buy was the concrete and that part. But excavating up there is really tough.
We did induce trauma on our entire concrete pour crew. So I don't know if it was worth it. Our poor crew is still talking about it, but you know.
Thankfully you have such handy friends
Yeah.
and that know that trade so well.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
But one of my best friends spent almost 20 years in union concrete and said that was like one of the hardest pours that he ever did.
Yep.
And that's out of like thousands of pours.
Yeah.
So it was a tough, so just in general, things up there are kind of, it's just tough. It's, you're not working in a soil lot without bugs and rain and wind and frankly last summer we had a very nice summer. The weather actually is probably the only reason we got as far as we did last summer, because I don't think it rained for like 100 days.
Well, let's talk about that too. We anticipated this taking at least 2 years to get where we are right now, at least, or longer.
Really?
So yeah, because we were told like the progress, because we had our excavator out like right away in the
that
season.
was like
so we had all
crazy
that
how-
done so quickly. So it's great and beautiful, but also that was so stressful to have to go that fast to feel like you couldn't keep up, because we weren't prepared for that either. So that was like another logistic thing that was like tricky.
That was
good problem to have, but
yes.
also a problem.
I thought I had like months, if not longer, to figure out a lot of the details, and then by like the first week in June or second week in June, the excavator had everything done, and now it was like,
Except the end stuff.
well, but we're like, oh, we have to figure out, like we're ready to build this thing, and I didn't figure we were going to be ready to build until like
This year?
Yeah, maybe this year was
Yeah.
what we were like. We didn't know we were going to have, like, we closed I think on like March 22nd or something like
Of
that
2024.
on the
Yeah.
property, and by June we already had a septic system, a driveway, our pads were done. Didn't we even have the well by like July?
Oh, we had that by June, and then we poured in
Yeah,
July.
and we've met people up there where it took them 2 years to get
Yeah.
their well drilled because they were on a way. I don't know how everything happened so fast where we were able to, like, it almost felt like we cut the line on some stuff. And then I remember telling Sarah and Java Moose, she was asking how it was going one morning when I was getting coffee, and I was like, Sarah, I'm the one holding everything up right now because everything else happened so fast. I had to figure out like all the logistics and getting material and everything like really quickly. And then from Ted and I started July 3rd is when we started building our forms and digging our footings, and we poured our concrete on July 21st. So
It's amazing.
from Memorial Day until July 21st, we went from having a bare lot with no driveway, just trees, and from then until July 21st, we had slabs with plumbing already there.
It's crazy.
So it, like, when people heard how fast we were going, like a lot of locals were like, "What?" And
Sorry.
Who do you know? How are you pulling these strings?
Yeah, so we, like, on one hand, it was a lot and it was stressful, but also it was like, once we got to the slabs being poured, everyone kind of took an exhale, and it was like, okay, now we can breathe a little bit, and we got to start actually framing, which was,
According to Ted, is the fun part.
it is the fun part.
Our carpenter.
A lot of carpenters love the
Yes,
framing.
it's-
Yeah. Because then you see something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
It's tangible.
We spent 3 weeks digging and then pouring concrete.
no end
which
in
is-
sight.
Yeah. Which is one of...
You should have seen his muscles, though, in his arms. So many muscles.
Definitely didn't need a gym last summer.
Nope.
But there was no reward. We just were tired and dirty and sweaty at the end of every day. And you were like, well, we got another 100 linear feet to dig tomorrow. And so that part wasn't a whole lot of fun. But then once the slabs are there, it's like, okay, now we're going to actually get to do something, and you're going to get to see this come together. Because having a big slab was kind of like, I don't know, I'm glad it's there, but it wasn't like that exciting to me anyway. Even though I built it, but it still wasn't, I don't know, the payoff wasn't really, like, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze.
Makes sense. How about let's shift gears and talk about community you're building up north? Like the build was hard, but like talk about community and what's happening and how you're building that up there.
Why don't you talk about community? Because I didn't see anybody last summer except for Ted.
Well, so last summer, Kaya was in a camp, and we had met friends just like randomly at some little event in town in the spring, and we just started like making friends like right away. And then through Kaya, making even more friends. And
she's a social butterfly in your family.
She is a social butterfly in our family. And it was really cool because right away we felt this sense of community that I feel like we've been kind of searching for during our time in St. Paul. And we've like sort of pieced it together. And obviously we have friends. They're just kind of all over. And so having that like community immediately was really cool.
Yeah, it's great. And the families up there just kind of bond together. Like everyone, if you have kids in the same general age, and general age meaning like if your kids are in elementary school, everyone knows everyone because there's not that many people up there full time. It's a small community. So if you have kids, you kind of just get to know everybody else. So through Kaya, we just started to slowly get, I mean, not even that slowly actually, but get connected to people, and then someone else will introduce you to the next person, and then it just grows and grows, and people are really welcoming, which is
really welcoming, which is I think kind of surprising too.
I was surprised.
You're welcomed right in, and
even though you're city folks.
Even though you're city folks, I did get the city folk from one of our friends. You can't don't do the city. What did he say? Don't do the city. Pull a city thing on me or something like that. When he was going to help us,
our friend kept offering us help, and we were trying to do the Minnesota polite decline, and he was like, "Don't get all city on me."
That's awesome.
Because up there, it's like almost you have to lean on each other a little bit because you just. Get into spots where you need a hand sometimes.
You do. So accepting help and just being okay with it is kind of hard.
I feel like that doesn't come natural to either of you.
Doesn't.
No, I would sooner try to do something 10 times harder myself before calling somebody, because I don't like calling and asking for help.
But the kids up there too, like as far as the community goes, like the kids all have like a voice. Like the kids is equally as important as the adults, which is super cool. And you'll meet like the kids up there, and they're like having conversations with grown-ups, and it's like no big deal, and it's just like it all blends together. And I think something I noticed too, like especially towards the end of the summer after like watching it all year, was a child that was like 3 and then someone maybe in like their 70s. We're all equally as important and all part of this community. It felt like very tribal in a way, which I think is really unique to that area and to Grand Marais specifically. And we really just loved that. Like you're all intertwined, and you have friends of like every walk of life. They're like very eclectic and of every age group, and some have kids, some don't, and everyone comes together to help each other. It like truly feels like a community, and it feels like a family. It feels really good.
Yeah, it's a nice, unique, I think, little place. Like I've always kind of figured small town, you kind of think maybe, and this could be from books or movies or whatever, but you feel like you're going to get the little bit of the freeze when you're the new person. And it seemed like there people just welcome you in. Mm-hmm. And from what everybody says, like you kind of just, you have to rely on each other a little bit. So a lot of like people's differences kind of get put aside, because you never know when you're going to need that other person. So you can't be rude to somebody at the grocery store or in the, checkout line or on the road or anything really, because you might find that might be your banker or your plumber or your whatever. So people are just generally, I don't know, I feel like people are pretty decent. Just the civility, there's a little more.
And there's a slower pace, and people aren't constantly on their phones, and that part is still such an adjustment, because you'll be out with people, you won't see someone pull their phone out. Hours. You don't see them pull their phone out.
It was super refreshing when we were out visiting you guys to see that. The only person that was Mark Randall.
I don't know if you see us in town. We're in town trying to figure stuff out.
So we're like on our phones 24/7, like when we're in
we
town.
have no phone service. So then we're like, you get to town and you just phone.
You're like 400 texts
rolling.
rolling.
Now I have to look up 20 things that I've been saving up or whatever. But so that's the other part is we've been like, you have no idea if that person even has access to any communication. So if they're just buried in their phone while they're in town, it's like that might be their only hour of phone use for the day.
It's hilarious.
But yeah, I don't know, it's a nice place. And now honestly, like there's a piece of me when our internet gets hooked up here soon that I'm kind of gonna miss being disconnected in a way.
I know, it's kind of strange to think that.
Because it's, in a sense, it's nice. It's like a forced detox, like a lot. I mean, there's days where if I was out building all day, you don't get a text or look at a web page for 16 hours
so
or something,
strange.
which is not the norm.
Not the norm.
Here. And I find myself now back in the cities falling back into like, why am I looking at stuff that I don't need to? Like, it's the habit finds its way back in really quickly. So.
Let's talk about last year. You guys had gone to one of your other happy places in the world, and you guys were on your way back, and Kaya got sick. Let's talk about what happened with that.
Makes me tear up. So we seriously considered moving to Grand Marais last year.
You're spitballing the idea. Yeah.
You're spitballing the idea. We talked to you and you're like, that sounds like a fucking great idea. Beth, remember? And
you found your community. Like, why would you not lean into that?
This feels good. Like, we could do this. And so we also were super overwhelmed. We got back. We went on a really nice vacation. And Kaya got salmonella poisoning. He was in the hospital for a week. And
that was horrible.
It was horrible and super scary. And we were like... And being 5 minutes from like a really good children's hospital, like we got really lucky that she got such really acute, really quick care. And they were able to treat her so quickly and effectively, which it could have been so much worse. So that kind of like, we just totally froze and panicked and we're like, no, we're not moving. We cannot move away from care. We can't move away from it just felt like so much, and we just completely freaked out. We also had another friend have something happen, similar situation, and we just were like, we can't do it. And we just panicked and we should just stay. So like, okay, we have our answer, we're gonna stay. And then
we got back up there this
spring of 2025.
So we go up in June and we get up there and we're up there for a few days. And I'm like, we're just like talking about it again. Gosh, I just really want to be here. This just feels so good. And then we're like, kind of like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Right? Mm-hmm. And then we're like, okay, let's just revisit this in a week because we're just up here like, whatever. And what do we do, babe?
Talk about it again in a week and we're like, I don't want to go home.
I don't want to go home. And then we're like, okay, let's talk about this in another week. And then same thing. Should we just give it a try?
Was Kaya like dropping real not subtle hints or something along the way?
Not at this point yet. Okay. Not at this point yet. And she was enrolled at a school, supposed to start a school this fall.
Yeah, a whole new school. You guys had like researched the shit out of that too.
Great place.
Yep, and we still love that place.
Love that place. And then we're like, oh, we have to talk. I think I think we've made our decision.
Yeah, we were kind of getting to the point where we're like, we're gonna have to talk to her at some point because I think we've made up our mind.
We're like, what's the worst? Our long-term goal for our house was always to rent it, and
your house in the
cities. When we moved on
to
the next one, right? So that's always our plan. So we're like, we would rent our house and say, like, should we just do it? Like, should we just give it a go and see what happens? And we're like, let's do it. And the more we were there, we just like same thing, like let's just do it. So then you share the story about Kaya.
Okay, so one night after we had kind of been trying to figure out how to bring it up to Kaya or how it's going to be like an appropriate way to talk to her about it, she beat me to it and said, Dad, I want to go to school. Like, I don't know if it's possible, but I want to go to school up here. And I was like, oh, really? Okay,
Really?
well,
Tell me more.
Interesting.
I can't remember exactly what I said, but I kind of had to not show my cards completely because we were going to try to talk to her about it together. And so I was just kind of like, all right. And then the next day I was like, hey, I don't think this is going to be a big deal. She wants to go to school up here. So then it was easy after that. And we just waited till like, I think it was the next night or 2 nights later or something. We sat her down and talked to her. And
What did she say? Was she like over the moon?
Well, we approached it as, this is how we're feeling. And then she shared how she was feeling. And then we were like, what do you think if we try it for a year? Should we give it a go for a year? And then we can sit down together as a family in a year and decide if we want to keep doing it. And she was like, yeah, great. And like moved on. And we were like, oh, like that's it? And which is it's so her, like, great, this feels good. Like, great, that sounds like a great plan.
The conversation was like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes long. And but it was really this beautiful thing because we phrased it in a way, and I want her to understand, like, it's okay to change your mind, right? It's like follow through is important and like that kind of thing. But also you get to change your mind and you get to just try something. Like, just because you decide one thing, it doesn't mean it has to be forever. And so like having that sort of like showing her that, and like, we're going to get together again in a year, and we'll honor that too, to like, where are we all at? How's everyone feeling? Felt like a really special moment in parenthood.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So
That feels so special. And just like knowing Kaya, like, I love how you guys have created your family where it's not just like mom and dad make a decision and the kid just has to deal with it. Like, Kaya is like, you guys are building this life because of her and with her. Mm-hmm. And for her to have like a say in the decision is real good.
It is real good. And it's really cool when you're, as a family, are all on the same page. Like, we're on the same page so much. And obviously there's parenting where we're like, you know, we have like, no, you don't get to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's really neat that the universe is just giving us all the signs. Go ahead and try this. Mm-hmm. What's the worst? I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? We'll have our cabins built.
You'll have 2 rental properties. Yeah.
Like, so that was the thing too. And like giving yourself permission as an adult.
Yeah.
To like go try something.
Yeah.
Put yourself like keep this big thing. So.
Well, where are you guys at today? Like, what is like
today?
September. Like, where are you at? September 2025.
We are currently packing our house.
You put your current house up for rent. Talk about that.
Yeah, like a week or two ago when we were in town, we were like, okay, let's put it up. I wrote the ad. Obviously, I know how to write.
Snap some photos.
Yeah, I know how to write an ad. So I don't know. I've been at that for a minute. So I just kind of geared it towards my target client.
Your target renter. Yeah.
My target renter. And put the ad out. I'm like, Ryan, you take this. He's like, I'll do this part. Took that after sent it to Beth to double check. And took that and put it out. And how long was it until we got the renter?
Less than 10 minutes, I think.
Less than 10 minutes. And Ryan's like, it's literally, it's the exact renter. I like everything that I had. I don't know what car they drive. Okay, I don't know the car they drive.
It's not what you think.
Okay. But might have got the car wrong.
You did.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
But that might have been the only thing. They're like the renter that I
you manifested that renter.
But so I'm the next day I'm like,
oh shit,
working, and Ryan calls me. He's like, so we were thinking November 1st to December 1st to give us time to like ease into this transition, and
they want to move in at the end of the month.
September. And I was like, excuse me?
What?
Excuse me? So talked that all through, figured out a plan to make it work. And so we're in the thick of moving out of our house we've lived in for 11 years.
Legit messy middle.
Moving back into putting our stuff in a shipping container that is parked out front of our house right now. And our dear friend Carpenter has leveled us out a pad so that can arrive, our shipping container can arrive to our property while we're in the cities here. And we packing up and we're going back to live in our camper and hope to not freeze to death before we can get into our small cabin. That is where we're at.
So crazy.
Mm-hmm. You have anything to add, honey?
No, it's getting late in a hurry.
It's getting late. It's getting cold.
Getting cold, and we've still got quite a bit to do, which I'm trying not to focus on because I'm trying to move. So the nice thing is if you got a couple different fires burning, you can only fight one at a time, so you can ignore the other one.
It is true. That's kind of what I'm doing. Is that healthy, do you think?
It's called compartmentalizing.
Fantastic. I'm good at that. I'm really good at that.
What about listening to the cues? Like, I talked to Ryan one day, and he's like, we're having XYZ issues, and then I talk to you more often, and you're like, what the fuck? I'm going to kill him. He's going to kill me.
I'm going to kill Ryan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to test your marriage, try building a house yourself on the North Shore.
Yeah.
Maybe anywhere, but definitely up there.
No,
I know,
they
you
say
built a house, Matt.
no. They say that like legit statistics are the most stressful things for a marriage are death of a child and building a house.
Oh, God. Well, I'll take building the house.
Yeah.
I'll take
All
building
day.
the house.
I'll
all day.
build 100 houses.
Yeah.
But like,
Cues.
how are you guys like actually still taking care of yourselves and like
Not
as good as you need to be?
So-
Yesterday, Kristi said, "I need some vegetables."
Oh my God. So I'm like living off of my mom's cookies and breads all week.
Yeah,
So-
Deb is real good with the baked
I mean,
goods.
it's keeping me going. So speaking of that, I could use some more coffee. But anyways, I think what happened this summer, just knowing it would be busier, with like exercising, like knowing that it was probably going to be less, but what could I be okay with? Like what would still make me feel good to like keep that piece going? So like literally Ryan would be like putting up siding and I'm like, do you need me right now? And he was like, no. So then I would be like lifting, we had kettlebells in our trailer. I would like lift weights for like 10 minutes and then go help him. Or like I would like just try to find that balance of getting something like in where I felt good, like bike to town on my work days, that kind of stuff, to just like feel like I was still taking care of myself that way. Living out of a cooler, super hard, but also I literally eat Greek yogurt with like nuts and chia every morning just to like simplify it, those kinds of things. Trying to like cook simple things like over a fire or just like on a Blackstone. We just really simplified like eating, simplified just keeping it as simple as possible and also giving grace to keep it together. The one thing that has definitely caught up with us is the like any sort of meditation or relax time. We should have built the sauna first. Are we in agreement on that, babe?
In retrospect,
it wouldn't have been the worst.
We should have built the sauna first. So that part of it, like we definitely have pushed ourselves too far at this point.
yeah.
And then with the house too far, but there is an end in sight, would you say?
Not for me. I
Not
got
for
a
you.
whole other house to build. With the one that we're gonna live in, yes. I mean, we're getting closer, but
We're getting closer
Yeah.
to like getting some sort of like
I mean, the
life balance
yeah,
back.
the race will be over because
Yeah.
then when we turn our
You can
attention
catch
to
your
the other
breath
one,
for a second.
can like I don't have to frame the rest of the other house in a week. So it's
Yeah.
like it's
no, like we have shelter and heat. Then okay, we'll survive the winter. We won't die. So then we can maybe like I don't know, work on 5 minutes to ourselves kind of
Well,
thing.
then I feel like this nightmare of like packing up a house, which let's be
Yeah, it's
real,
the worst.
moving is the worst, but having a new house is awesome.
Yes.
But like now having somebody living in your house here in the cities, I feel like you might not see it today, but in a couple months from now, I think you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, that was a really good idea to rip that Band-Aid off.
I agree. And we talked this through so much and we're kind of to our tipping point, but also we will elongate this process.
Yes.
So much if we do
Yes.
draw it out. So I think in the end it'll work. We're really in the thick of the messy, terrible part right now.
I think in all honesty, if we had dragged it out, it actually would have taken more time.
Yep.
Like,
And I would probably hate you more. So it's just like the way it is.
those are strong
I love
words.
you. I'm kidding. I love you.
What about needing help? You two are not like, I don't think this is first nature for either of you, like asking for help and knowing that you actually need the help. Like, what does that look
Oh
like?
my God. So
Like
I'm
the struggle.
I'm getting better.
Good.
I'm getting
getting better
I'm getting
too.
better at it because I honestly haven't. There's been points where I'm like, I don't actually have a choice.
You don't have a choice,
I
yeah.
need help, and surrendering to the fact that it's like you can be as stubborn as you want, but you gotta have some help here.
And the universe just keeps plopping people in your
We've
life
had a
that
lot of-
are dying for you to ask them.
Yep.
So, and with the move, okay. You know what no one wants to hear? You have so much stuff. Or I don't think I had this. Like, all that. Like, honestly, like, can we just put this out there as, like, a public service announcement?
Don't say that.
When
to
you're
your
helping
friends.
someone move, never tell them they have too much stuff and that you don't have as much stuff. Because guess what? First of all, you do. You probably
do.
have more. And they're already going through so much stress. So just, like, never say that. Let's just,
It's
can we
the
make
worst.
that the highlight for
Yeah.
this? Let's make that the highlight.
That's
PSA.
the worst.
Stop talking. But no, so when we knew this was going to be a tight timeline, I literally sent a text to our family and some close friends. And you were not included, Beth. We'll talk about why you weren't included. And I was like, this is our timeline. It is tight. We need help, as much help that you can physically give us possible, whatever. And it was so hard to send, but I knew if I didn't send that text, we wouldn't be able to do it. So we just like pleaded for help, and people have shown up in the best of ways and surprised us in incredible ways. And it is we had some major curveballs in the beginning, especially when we got back to pack up and move on. Like spent the day at the ER vet with my dog, and just all kinds of other stuff, like supposed to be packing. But we have also been so fortunate because people have shown up, and it would be much worse.
Oh, yeah.
Much worse.
We're not as far as we thought we would be,
No.
but we are still doing okay.
But we asked for help, and we have had so much help come and accepted it, and mostly it's been amazing. So
yeah.
good for that. So let me add
98% of it has been just fine.
98%. Yeah, which
don't say
what
how
a
much,
good
just-
percentage.
I feel like if you're
Honestly.
anything over 80, you're winning.
Dude, right?
Right.
So-
Anything in life over 80% is a win.
Beth and I have agreed in our friendship that moving is hell. And we will never ask each other to help each other move, but we will support each other and help in any other way possible. So Beth says to me, do you want me to come?
Well, I didn't know you guys were moving.
No,
and then you're like,
because-
everyone's coming over. I'm like, well, nobody asked
Yeah.
me.
She's like, do you want Carrie and I to come over? And I said, no. And this is why. Because we have this agreement. And you help me in so many other ways. And you're like, it does really fucking suck. And I'm like, it does. And this is not something I'm putting on you. So that is
Like,
funny.
can I bring food? And you're like, no, my mom already showed up
Yes,
with food. And I'm
yes.
like, all right. I mean, we're over here. And if you need help,
Right.
just pull the ripcord. We'll be over.
Yes. And so you are my backup plan. Don't. Yeah. So you're not off the hook totally. But that is why Beth is not there too.
So what's next for you guys? I feel like you're coming out the other end of the messy middle.
Totally.
What's next?
We will go live in our camper probably for about another month. So really we're hoping to be in by Halloween.
And you've joked about
Into
your
our
camper.
cabin.
Give everybody like a visual.
How much duct tape is on it, Beth?
Oh, it's-
How much? And,
At least 2 rolls.
Oh yeah. Oh
More.
Oh yeah, but that's good. At least
Yeah.
2 rolls.
I've switched to flashing
It's
tape
your
now.
Yeah, he switched to
COVID
flashing
camper
tape.
that
It's
you're
our-
like, we're gonna buy a camper and like give it a little facelift and take it camping once a summer, and now it's your
Yeah,
home.
it was supposed to be just our little going to Grand Marais.
Yeah. It's
camper,
never leaving.
Yeah.
It's never leaving
and
Grand
now
Marais.
It's never leaving.
It'll be good if we can push it down the driveway to get it out of there.
Yeah.
But how much spray foam do you think?
Oh, if there's a couple cans.
yeah, you gotta like spray foam to keep the critters out.
Do you
Yeah.
know that you?
It's
sidebar.
impossible.
Do you know
I
you
couldn't
have to
have
wear
visualized
gloves?
it until I saw it in person. I'm like, oh wow, this is real sexy. Sexy.
So not.
It was great until we've just now like ran that thing into the ground.
It served such a beautiful purpose.
mean,
like you've gotten
yeah.
every dollar out of
Every
that.
dollar.
100%.
Camper.
100%. So we are still living in that. We do have power to our property, not to our cabin yet, but we are powered up. So if you've been following me on social, you would have seen that cool thing. Watching them like actually put your
Trench.
Well, we
power
trenched
there.
all that. We did all that jazz, but like to hook it to the power line, that was pretty cool. And I'm like, also, please let nothing happen. This is terrifying. Like I don't want to see anything here. So
I love that text you sent me. You're like, we have power.
So that's where we're at. Everything, our septic's in, our well's in. We have power to the property. We just really need the hookup. And hashtag excavator to come back.
Yeah.
And we're so close.
The small cabin is so pretty.
And that's what we're going to live in
so
until
pretty.
the big one's done. And then we'll flip. Then we'll
And
be
we talked about this yesterday at lunch, and we're like, even though it's like a tiny house. It's going to feel like the Taj Mahal moving up from your camper.
Just sitting
you guys
on
are going to
the
be like,
floor.
whoa.
Just sitting on the floor and having a picnic dinner is
You're like, this is
this
amazing.
Is so nice.
It's
also,
beautiful.
The bugs are done. I'm pretty excited about that because this summer it
Been
was
pretty buggy.
So the normally bugs are pretty heavy until like early July. This year, it's rained so much, and so basically the bugs turned to an all summer affair. And I'm a large percentage of the work that I've been doing is outside, so that I'm excited for that to be done when we go back because it's gonna be a nice finish, like crisp mornings and.
The fact that you guys own bug suits is crazy.
Oh, they're necessary.
I'm like, what?
Kaya has one too. Like Kaya has one too. I was like, that's where you can borrow my bug suit.
What you're talking about?
So yeah, we're in that home stretch.
Yeah,
like another month, and we should be inside a structure without soft sides.
Yes. And yeah, we got some reinforcements coming.
We have some reinforcements, thankfully.
I love the fact that you guys have just created this life that you've talked about for a lot of years. You guys went up to Grand Marais a couple times a year, just like it's our happy place. We love it. And I didn't understand it until we went up there. But like now you're making this dream happen.
Make me cry.
Talk about like, you don't have it all figured out. You don't know what it's going to look like, but like you did it anyways. Like, how does that feel?
Oh, God. It feels really brave. Oh my gosh.
It's
I'm gonna
super
cry.
brave.
Like, when you say it like that, I'm like, oh, we really did do that. I think when you're in it, it's really easy to lose sight of how much you're actually accomplishing and doing and learning. And wow, like this is not, it's almost doesn't feel like we did it or doesn't feel real. So yeah, it feels really brave and it feels overwhelming and it also feels really right. And I had, so Sarah Church used to be on the team. And maybe she's listening to this, but she sent me the nicest message on Instagram, like I think last year when we were really in the like thick of just, I'm so overwhelmed. We were like at a peak, like just fight, like actually fight. It was a week of just terrible. Oh yeah, it was right before the concrete pour, and then it all got better.
There's been a couple.
Yes. Like, and she sent me this such a nice message. And I'm not going to say it all here because it's really personal, but just like you're actually doing it. So many people say, like, I want to do this or, I've dreamed of this. But, like, to actually see you do it, like, congratulations, basically, and, like, good for you sort of thing. And I remember that message coming in at, like, such a bad time, And it just speaks volumes to the community that we've built and, like, the friendships that we've kept. And, like, even with changes and things like that. And just, like, being able to say that when I really needed it was really special. And so also, like, when you're thinking something, just tell someone because it meant so much to me.
And it usually lands at the most perfect time when they need to hear it.
I just have goosebumps. And it was just really special. So it's wild. That's the only way I can say it is wild and crazy.
I have a friend who sent me something similar this summer, a good friend of mine. And he basically said, do you know how rare it is for someone to realize their dream? And I was like, and that was really like, and I still don't feel like I have the perspective because we're still like in it. But when he said that, I was like, we took something that was just in our imagination and turned it into a real thing that you can see and touch, and like people are going to get to experience it when we're done because we're going to host.
Now I'm gonna really cry.
So yeah, I don't feel like I have the full perspective yet, but I've thought about that throughout the rest of the summer. Like every time it's hard, like where you want to quit, because frankly, there's been many times where I'm like, this is the craziest, dumbest thing that I could ever, like, why the hell did I ever agree to do this? What am I doing? And I think about that and I'm like, dreams don't come easy. So.
They don't. And I get these little, like, more like a glimpse of, like, kind of really understanding that full picture. And I think, and I've also, my dear friend Allison sent me so many messages too. And, like, just a lot of people have sent really nice messages. But she put it into, like, a really good perspective of, like, Kaya's seeing you do this, right? She's seeing, like, she will know the story that mom, like, as an entrepreneur, I'm totally going to bawl. Like, as an entrepreneur, like, took the financial risk, like, overcame like all these obstacles with like money stuff and went and got this loan so we could do this. And like, so like was able to see her value and like her worth, and then got it. And then as a family, we worked on this and built something, and it was really hard, but we're together and we're doing it. And like, we made this dream like come true physically. Like it's this tangible thing. And I just think as mom of a daughter too, to like, for her to know, and she knows it right now. But for her to look back on that and for her to actually have this someday as her own is like, it feels really big.
Yeah, and that is, I mean, we've talked about that a lot. We're like this, and we've told her like, this is yours. Like this is gonna be yours. Like, I mean, it is now, but like this is.
Pick up a hammer and start helping, kid.
Yeah. And she does actually. She's really good at job site cleanup, and it's fun.
Yeah, she's like, I mean, obviously she's 6. She's not like, but she likes to chip in.
She's not union age yet.
No, she really enjoys like being a part of it, and she's helped with stuff, and she likes being around.
My accountant says I can't put her on payroll yet.
So look at like the beautiful work ethic like you're helping instill in her.
Yeah.
That so many kids nowadays will never get.
When she knows, like, it's just as her parent, like knowing that you can really do anything.
Yeah.
Just go get scrappy and figure it out.
Yeah.
And you can do anything, and as a woman you can do anything, and it doesn't have to look like necessarily everything else everyone else is doing, or it could. And just for her to know that, and also like you get to change your mind. Like, cool. Yeah.
Something else I just thought of about Grand Marais. That is another thing about that area. There is a lot of people doing things in an unconventional way. So
we're not special.
We're not special. We've had people say, like, you're not even close to the first people that have done this. Like, you're not the first people that have spent a year without water. Like, you're not, like, so that part of it is like humbling too, because you're like, we're actually not, like, in this area, there's a lot of people.
You're not a pioneer, Ryan.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people that have bootstrapped their way to living up there. And so in that sense, people root you on, but they also, you're not. Like,
no, it's so funny because we talk about, like, we're all a little scrappy, and we also best scrappy. Like, we get stuff done. Like, you know how to get stuff done, and like surrounding yourself with those people in life in general, I think we always have. And then to be up there and it's a community of people that just get shit done and help one another, it's pretty cool.
People
That's
are doing
awesome.
stuff.
Yeah.
And like the thing I've also said to some of my friends is like, even if we fail, it's going to be a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So like, I don't know. You said fail forward, and it made me think of that. I'm like, yeah, no matter how this turns out, like, it's a good story.
You're different people than you were a year and a half ago before you signed on the dotted line for that lot.
I didn't know how to be a carpenter at all last summer.
Well, now you're a general contractor. Yeah. You've gotten licensed for it. Like,
and like
everything has changed.
Yeah. I mean, and I've joked about this too. Like, I literally got like a D+ in residential construction in high school. And now I have built a house from gravel to being a house.
And I never took a photography course until I went to college. I didn't take photography in high school at all. And look at that. So there's also something to be said that it just doesn't have to look like that exact perfect path for everything. So yeah.
Well, what's next? Well, we actually talked about like what's next, but like where can people follow along on your journey?
Yeah, so head to my new Substack. It's at Kristi Clinton, KRISTI, and then Clinton, just how you think. Go find our adventures there. We're going to be sharing so much good stuff there. Or go follow us on social at Evergreen Cabins MN, or my social at Kristi Clinton _ So go find us and share in this adventure with us.
You've just teased out a couple of photographs, and it's like,
yeah.
They're so pretty.
Yeah.
And once Mark and I pulled into the driveway, I'm like, I get it. I totally get it.
I get it, and get the bug spray.
It's awesome. Thanks for sharing your journey. I know it hasn't been easy. A lot of bumps in the road. But like, I can't wait to see these places done. I keep talking about them to everyone. Everyone like, if you love Grand Marais, you're going to have one of the most epic places to rent up there.
We're excited.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I hope it.
No, it already is good. It's just even going to be better.
Yeah, these last pieces of really putting the finishing touches on stuff, I hope are really going to like.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's going to be nice.
So pretty.
That's not even like
Yeah.
That doesn't
So come
even...
visit us. Come visit us.
Well, this has been fun. And it's been fun to like hear it all. Like I know all the pieces, but to like hear it all put together in like one story. I hope you guys go find Kristi, hear more about the journey, because this is just unfolding. We're just scratching the surface. So until next time, bus bench babes, keep your face off a bus bench and keep being the badass boss babes that you are.
Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.